Are you live on?
Hi, friends. Welcome to the Lioness Method podcast for female entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders who are passionate about growing their leadership skills, building amazing teams, and solving real life problems with a growth mindset. I'm your host, Nerrissa Sue, and today we have the amazing pleasure of speaking with Julyet Berlen, author of the book, The Modern Medicine Woman, where she highlights how plant medicine changed her life. And also in her book, she talks about the benefits of fasting. She's a certified holistic health coach, and soon she will be launching her online coaching program called La Vida Coaching, where she will not only help you get into the best shape, but also feel the best way possible. She is passionate about the law of attraction and metaphysical teaching, and she's also a single mom of two that lives in LA. She'll be hosting her first retreat in September in Costa Rica, and we are going to talk to her about all these amazing things today. Welcome, Julyet.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun. I feel
Yes.
so honored.
No, the feeling is mutual. I'm so excited that you took some time out of your day
Of course.
to come in and talk to us about your book and all of the beautiful things that you've been working on. But before we dive into that, I'm just going to go right back to the beginning, and I'm just going to ask you to share a little bit about who you serve and how you serve them.
Before I start answering any of the questions, I want to say this is not an overnight success. Like everyone has been messaging me and saying, "Oh, you did it super fast." Who do I serve?
Mm-hmm.
I served me 5 years ago.
Hmm.
That's my audience, who just started finding out, connecting to the heart, who just started finding out there's more to life than paying bills and working and juggling the rat wheel, who just find out, okay, there's more to me than just this 3D things that I'm doing. There's more to me. Like, how do I get that me outside into the physical? So when I really started this journey 20 years ago, actually, I'm going to take one of them out because it kind of bothers me.
We got to embrace it all, though, girl. Come
Yeah,
on.
it just, I keep hearing myself. What happened was 20 years ago, actually, I started doing all this self-healing journey, learning about everything and diving into all the books and podcasts and you name it, I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
But 5 years ago, I was at the point where I'm like, okay, this is not working. Something is off. I'm not happy. I'm so grateful for the life I have, but something is off, like you just wake up with no desire to go with the day. I'm like, why am I doing the same thing over and over and I'm not getting anything new? It's like kind of boring. And that's
I
when
think Einstein calls that the definition of insanity, right?
it
Doing this.
just, like
Yeah.
you can't just keep doing what's not working. And I didn't know it wasn't working until I had that gut feeling. I'm like, okay, there's more to life to what I'm just doing. I'm constantly working, taking care of my babies, paying bills, going to the clients, maybe doing my workout or meditation. I'm trying to get into the things, but internally my heart was suffocating. It was stuck. I was just not happy. That's when I find the medicine. Because I didn't know that your subconscious kind of runs the show. I'm like, okay, how do I access to that? How do I go deeper to peel the layers so I can actually go change the pattern, the blueprint, and I can live my own life, not my mom's life, not my dad's life, because we have 6th generation of dad and 6th generation of mom DNA actually combined in the life we are living in today. And I didn't want to live my mom's life nor my dad's life. It's called the evolution. You have to be better than your mother. You have to be better than your parents. And my children will be better than me, like you go to the next level. So that's everything started like probably 5 years ago for me. And then I come across to ayahuasca and I start working with the medicine. First year was mostly healing, crying, a lot of crying, a lot of like, oh my God moments, And then I started working medicine actually nonstop. And now I'm at a point where I work with the spirit. It kind of maybe sounds crazy to someone who's never experienced medicine ceremony, but once you experience that, when you crack the code or when you open the can of worms, then you know exactly why you're going in, you know exactly what you're fixing, you know exactly what you're clearing. So now I have a clean canvas to build my life from the point that I want to build it on, and I'm
That's
so
so
grateful.
beautiful. I love that.
I'm so grateful for all the burdens, all the difficulties, all the challenges, because I have now a stronger foundation. I can handle the tornadoes. I can handle a little bit of hiccup during the day. I can handle a heartbreak. My recovery got shorter and shorter and shorter, whereas before I would be devastated for months. We all been there. I mean,
Yes. Well, let me ask you this, because that's beautiful, and thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank
But
you.
for the woman who's listening right now, and you're speaking to her heart, and what advice do you have for her? She's in that same situation where she's just asking herself, is there more to life? Because I think that's a common thing that I hear with working with clients all the time is like, exactly the story that you're sharing. It's a story of so many women out there right now. They're just freaking exhausted, right? They're exhausted because they know that there's supposed to be more to life, right? So what is your best advice for taking
First
that
of
next
all,
step?
when you asked that and when you said the woman who's listening to this, I just got chills.
Because
Like
you're speaking to
I
her right
I
now.
can
Yeah.
feel it. So my advice will be not advice. I'm not a person to give any advice to anyone. I can only speak for my own experience. Drop into your heart. What does your heart says? When you come across a conflicting situation, because mind and a heart is two different entity. So when you really get close to your heart and when you really get quiet, you always will hear the answer. So if someone is going through a heartache, if someone is going through a financial difficulty, if someone is having problem with their children, meditate. You will hear. And really, in that meditation, ask yourself, what do I want? The first thing comes to the mind is the answer. Usually mind, if you are in your mind will give you, which is mostly our ego self, right? It's in the survival mode. So if your answer is like, oh, I have to go pay the bill, oh, I have to call John, or oh, I have to take that's your mind talking. Because it's in the survival, it's critical mind, it's analytical, it's gonna give you a whole to-do list. But if you're in your heart and it says, oh, should I call John? You're going to be like, should I call John? And your heart will say, yeah, you love John. Does he make you happy? And then how do you feel? Your feelings are your guideline.
Your feelings are your superpowers. That's for
Exactly.
sure.
So
Yes.
the minute you drop into your heart, the minute you start really feeling the answers and you're actually following through without fear, no doubt, having faith, that's when you know there's more to life than just what your analytical mind is saying. Because
I
I
love
feel
that.
like our software, which is our programming, is made for us to survive.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
100%.
survival mechanism. But the minute you're connected with your soul, that means you're more connected to your heart. Your soul speaks to you through your heart. And when we are super busy with life, when we don't meditate, when we don't get quiet, when we don't actually take a 10 minute out of our day because we don't have time, because we have to cook, because we have to, take care of our husbands and children, you're just neglecting yourself.
Oh my gosh,
So
100%. And I think when people tell me that they don't have time to do breath work or to stop and meditate, I'm like, well, then you got to do it for extra
extra.
time. You got to do
Yeah.
it extra. You have to make
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It's just like you were saying about meditation. It sounds so simple, right? A lot of people that I talk to are like, oh, meditation doesn't work for me. I'm too anxious. I can't do it, right? But
Well, that's the ego self talking. It's the mind. No, you
exactly.
don't need to sit down. You have things to do.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. But the minute you put the leash on the mind, you are in charge. Because right now your life is controlled by your mind, by your thinking.
Absolutely.
And people always think meditation is stop thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can you stop thinking? Your mind is made for thinking. It's like, can you stop your heart from beating? You can't. It's the same thing. Just you have to redirect your thoughts. That's why mantras work. That's why listening to sound work. Or you can count. I usually stay in this area, in my nose. I just feel the air going in and out. It's like this area. I swear to God, I can only stay maybe 5 seconds, and 5 seconds into it, I'll have a thought. I'm like, oh my God, I have to go back to it again. And then I go back, and then, or I will take a deep breath in, and I would feel the air going into my mouth too. So,
But that's why we call meditation a practice, right? Because it's something that we practice and we sit down with it, and it's brand new every time, right?
Yeah.
It's just like building a muscle. If you're weight training, you don't get 6-pack abs from doing 5 crunches. You get 6-pack abs from doing hundreds of crunches over a period of time, right?
Also, I cannot meditate for you.
Yes.
You gotta do it. Put an alarm. It's like, how bad do you want to change? It all comes down to a decision, and it all comes down to your why. What is your why? This is actually part of my fasting program.
I love that.
Like, why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to get healthy? Because your why becomes your superpower.
Your rock. You gotta have that rock.
So if someone is listening to this and they cannot really get access to their heart, go drink medicine. Start working with plant medicine. That's why the plant medicine is there. I mean, I'm a huge advocate of plant medicine because I totally believe in it. I'm a living proof. I live my life according to my ceremony schedule. There's a reason. I mean, so many people have been doing this over 5,000 years. I mean, they're not stupid people. Like, obviously it works. But it's hard for people they get scared. They have like wrong ideas about it, I think. That's why I wrote the book. One of the biggest reasons I wrote the book for someone who just heard about it, who just can't really take the initiative to do it. So I wrote it in a way, this was me 5 years ago, like before I wanted to take that journey. I'm like, what's going to happen to me? Like, what if something goes wrong? Or what is this thing?
I'm going to interrupt you just for a second, just because I'd love to ask you some more questions, because I know we have such a short amount of time, and I really want to
oh my God, I can't talk all day.
I'm like, I think we can do 2 hours today, but I want to be very mindful of your time.
Yes, of course.
So I know that you had talked a little bit about some of the challenges, but what specific challenges did you have to overcome in order to start your business specifically? I know that you...
To be honest, nothing is a challenge for me. I'm a black sheep of the family. I make a decision. I think the biggest challenge is making a decision. And I always work from the end result. That's probably the biggest challenge for many people. I go to the end. I'm like, okay, what do I want to accomplish with this new idea or with this new project as a businesswoman? before I wrote the book, I saw the book. I saw my book on Amazon. I was doing podcasts. I said, so I think since I'm kind of made that way, it's not a challenge for me, but I see it with the people I'm working with. Their challenge is to seeing themselves in the end result because they're so focused on what's around them right now. And they can't even imagine losing the 20 pounds or having a beautiful day as simple as that, you know? So I know maybe it doesn't sound that dramatic or excited. I don't see anything as challenge. For me, it's all project to accomplish. You know, I don't focus on problems. I always focus on the solutions. I'm a solution-based coach. I will hear your problems, but finding the problem is also could be a challenge because some people don't know what is the problem because they make circles and circles. So my questionnaire, when I work with people, I will ask things and I will see the repetitive answers on victim mode, on I can't do this, I can't do that, like no self-confidence. And maybe that could be most people's challenge. They don't trust themselves, you know. If they could only feel that they are actually better than they think they are, you know, we
Oh,
are super
100%.
powerful. Yeah.
And I think as human beings, our problems are also like this, right? We're like, I don't have a problem. Do I have a problem? And that's why that's why we need coaches, right? Because
Every coach needs a coach.
you can clearly see my problem, right? Even if I can't see it, you can see it because you're on the outside and you're
Yeah,
able
I
to
have a
ask
coach. Yeah,
questions.
and I love my coach. He's
Yeah.
totally like.
No, I always say never trust a coach who does not have a coach because the best coaches I know have 4 or 5 coaches because they understand the speed of information and learning from people that are excellent at what they do.
Yeah, my coach is actually kind of my business coach, and he's super talented. So I use him for 2 things:
That's
for
great.
emotional well-being and for my business. Yeah, he's just
Good.
amazing. Yeah, and I'm not giving his number away.
That's a great testimony for your coach.
I know.
Okay, so where do you get the inspiration and the clarity for what you do? I know that you said plant medicine has been an inspiration, but what other practices do you have that you can share with the women listening right now?
The plant medicine is not. It's part of my life now. I work with plant medicine to find out what's my next things because now I have a relationship with the spirit that I actually get homework. I've been sitting with the medicine of almost 4 years now. It's kind of like, you know, it's not an inspiration anymore. I don't want to mislead anybody. But what happens is when I have a hunch, I follow my hunches. That's as simple as that. Nothing is complicated.
Just learning how to tap into that nervous system.
You gotta trust.
And your intuition.
Your heart. Your heart will talk to you. Yeah, I'm a heart-centered living business person, I guess you could call me.
I love that. And what role has adaptability played in your success so far?
In what way?
Well,
how did I adapt
you're a working mom, right? You're building a business. You have, probably some side hustles you're doing. You're working with clients in a variety of different ways. So, how has adaptability been a part of your success? Being a woman that has so many hats.
I enjoy it so much. I don't think I would love it any other way. I'm very organized. I'm a Capricorn. I can't help it. I have to be organized. I have a board, and every day, like 7 days, I have scheduled for things, and I just follow through with my to-do list, and I don't leave anything today's work till tomorrow. I just get it done, because once the big things are done, then I have more time to play with my children. Then I have more freedom. So for me, I think that's how I can adopt everything. Right now I have 6 things I'm doing, to be honest. And now I can actually, since it's super organized, I know exactly what I'm doing what. So it was not really difficult for me to adapt it, I guess. I just can, or recommend that they need to get a calendar, and not on the phone, not on the
Yeah.
phone,
Or
on
you
the
have to
wall,
write it down. Write
on
it
a
down.
wall, a
Yeah.
little whiteboard, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not a monthly. I do it weekly,
Mm-hmm.
and I see it every morning when I have my coffee. I will just skim through it, and I will look at it. I'm like, oh, okay, I have, and I never panic about, oh my God, I have so much things to do tomorrow. Tomorrow is not here. Let's deal with what's in your front of you today, and if I have to confirm anything the day before, that's on my today list already. It's just being organized, take care of what's in front of you, what's your next best thing for your business. Focus on that. Don't focus on 5 years later, oh, I have to have a podcast with Riz in like next month on August 5th or whatever. No. We're
Mm-hmm.
not even like dealing with that.
Yeah, we're not there yet. Just be present,
But
right?
most people are there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the highlights it would be meditate, listen to your heart, be in the now,
I
and
love
stay in
that.
your breath.
Mm-hmm. Stay calm. Being calm is a superpower, right?
Well,
Just
why people don't stay calm? Because they're anxious about the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
They call that future tripping. The anxiety is this future tripping. It's like, don't
Yeah.
future trip, just be present or just be here right now.
Yeah,
like
and
Ron
depression
said.
is from the memories.
Mm-hmm. It's from reliving the past, right? Where you don't want to be stuck in the past or stuck in the future.
Nope.
All the action is right here.
Nope. Right now, I'm just with you.
Exactly. I love that.
Yeah.
And you touched upon something that I actually was talking to a client about last week, and she was asking, like, how do I expand to do more things? Because I think as entrepreneurs and business owners, a lot of women, they are like us. They're working moms. They're doing 6 different things all at once, and they're like, how the heck can I scale my business or grow my business or accomplish more? Like you're writing a book and doing all these different things. Like, do you have any tips for the person?
Yeah, like I just said, organize it. You have to make time for it. Like when I was writing a book, I'm not an author. This is my first one. Now I'm an author,
Yeah.
I Googled, how do you write a book? Like if you never experienced it or didn't go to school, and it said, oh, you have to have a manuscript, you have to have your chapters. I'm like, F that. I'm not going to follow those rules. What do I like to write most? What makes my heart sing? I love writing about fasting. I said, that's the thing I'm starting with. I swear to God, I said in 3 hours, I think I had 37 pages.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because it was flowing.
I think we can call that divine inspiration for sure.
It's always a divine inspiration. It's always your soul is trying to talk to you, but we don't listen. But since I've been working with the plant medicine, I know now when my heart, and I get goosebumps, and I'm like, oh, this is so exciting. I can't sit. That's the time to write. And that's how and then when I start with the fasting, I'm like, oh, there's more to it. After I fast, what did happen? And then the whole book came out, in 1 year, it's done. It didn't even, the writing part was the smallest, actually. It took me only 6 months. The other 6 months was I was waiting on other people, the editor, the photography, the publisher, and this, and all the logistics. And I hate waiting on other people because nobody is as fast as you are, and you're as fast as your slowest link. That's why I don't work with partners. I'm always a single man show or single woman show.
Yeah, the one woman show.
Exactly. So if they have 6 things to juggle like I do, literally get a whiteboard in the kitchen or wherever you're just chilling. Because what happens is once you read it, your eyes, it's like a computer camera or the camera. It literally programs you, and it becomes a natural flow because you're reading it and you wrote it. You're literally programming your subconscious.
Absolutely. I love that whole thing. And that's part of the work that I do as an integrated breakthrough coach is, our brains are just like our little cell phones right here, right? So all we're doing is moving around the programming, deleting stuff and putting it, downloading things that we want.
If somebody wants to get 6 things done, Get rid of the clutter. Get rid of the
Exactly.
clutter in the house. Get rid of the clutter time. IG time. I have no TV. It's been like 3 years. I don't own TV. I don't watch TV. I am very careful of what I'm putting into my subconscious, because the subliminal messages, or I don't watch news. I don't watch commercials. I don't want my children to hear commercials, It's like I'm very protective of what I'm letting in.
No, I definitely agree with that. I think that, what we eat or what we consume is not only food, right? It's the social
It's
media.
everything.
It's the shows you're watching. It's the friends that you have. You're always being programmed. So it's about selecting.
Get out of the matrix.
Exactly. And choose how you want to be programmed, right? That's the most important key.
You program yourself.
Yeah.
You are in charge, but nobody believes that, because when they feel they're in charge, then they're not okay to take the shit that they've been going through. I'm like, I did not do that. I'm like, yeah, you
did. That's a whole other conversation about.
Oh my God, we have to do like a book on that.
100%.
Taking responsibility, because the minute you do, then you have freedom to create.
Yes, then you really feel empowered. That's when you feel empowered, when you take ownership of every single thing in your life, for better or worse, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to go back to the topic of fasting, because I know that's your area of specialty.
Yes.
What are some tips? And it's all in your book, so definitely the listeners can find the book on Amazon. But what are like your top tips for fasting, and how to prepare? How to even start approaching that subject?
First, I'm going to say, yes, my book is on Amazon, but my book is also on barnesandnoble.com. It's also
we'll drop the links in the show notes.
Yeah, no, but I want to say it. It's also on iBooks, on ebook version too. So my book is everywhere. I'm very grateful for it.
That's awesome.
I am a holistic health coach. I'm a certified holistic health coach. I've been into nutrition and wellness all my life, I should say. I was always interested in it. I tried every diet on the books you can imagine. I'm not a fat person, but I'm obsessed with self-healing, and I believe our bodies have ability to heal itself once it's given the chance. And what we eat, unfortunately, affects how we feel. It messes with our hormones. It literally will mess with your moon cycle. It will mess with your mood. It will make you fat. It will make you inflamed, and all that stuff. And I was like watching documentaries and stuff. I'm like, it's so simple. And actually what got me into fasting is I've been watching something about the pharmaceutical, all these medications that people are on. I mean,
yeah. Well,
I want to say 85.
Just going back to the question, I would love to just redirect, because I know you have so much information.
No, what I'm saying is 85% of America is on medication. So you asked me how I started. I mean, I'm just trying to answer your question properly.
I was just asking if you had
if you want to if you want to redirect the question, you totally can, but let me answer if you ask why I started.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to keep us on track. So
now you let me forget my train of thought. Anyways, the fasting started because I believe if the body is given a chance to heal, it will heal. You don't need medication. You don't need, anything. And it's super, super healthy. You produce your own stem cells. You produce your own human growth hormone. You lose the fat that it holds a lot of old cells and toxins, which makes us cancer and MS, all that stuff. We make ourselves sick by what we eat and what we expose ourselves to. So it's very important to fast, because when you fast, your body goes work and it starts cleaning the garbage. And then you have room to create new cells. And but this is another podcast. I can totally talk about the autophagy and what actually happens chemically in your body. I mean, every day something new happens when you are fasting. which is breakdown on my book, actually.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm. Well, what has been one of the biggest challenges that you've had recently, as far as just being able to have more time? I know that you talked about organization,
I have
but
no
it's
challenges, like
okay.
zero. I have absolutely no challenge. My life is perfect.
Wow, that's
As perfect
amazing.
as it can be. I'm super happy. I'm on purpose. I follow my heart.
Hmm.
I'm happy. And people don't want to hear that, but I literally have absolutely no problem.
Yeah, no, I don't think of challenges as problems. I think that we always have opportunity to grow in our life, and I'm really
Uh-huh.
big on maintaining a growth mindset. And I think,
Yeah.
as a coach, we are the leaders, and we can only lead others as much as we're willing to be open, transparent, and able to continue learning ourselves, right? Because I think the best mentors that I have, they never stop learning. They're in a continual state of learning about themselves, about different systems, different ways, right? And
But why
so
would you call it a challenge? I
uh,
just I just don't
I think
like
because
that
it's
word.
okay. So maybe we can
It's a
reframe
negative.
that.
It's a negative because the minute you say that, you're
I think of a challenge as something fun. Like I think of a challenge as a call to action, right? I don't of it as something negative. Like I think if we were to call it a problem, that could be negative, right? But I think a
well,
challenge is a
challenge
call,
sounds like a, you know,
yeah,
for me,
or
it's
an
just like a, yeah,
opportunity, or we
yeah,
could call it opportunity if that feels better for you.
yeah. So, what's your question with the opportunity? What do you,
Yeah, I
what
guess
would,
like how are you expanding yourself right now? Like what are your areas of opportunity that would
I have been planting a lot of seeds for these 6 funnels that I'm actually overseeing right now for the past 2.5 years.
Mhm.
And I have been watering each of them. Right now, literally, all of them started showing little leaves. And now, with my weekly schedule, and with the organization skills I have, and because I take care of my schedule and program and self care, I give myself at least 2 hours in the morning alone time, just so I can meditate. I can just connect. It sounds maybe too luxurious for many people. You just sleep a little early, you know.
Mhm.
Um, it just I see life as a gift, and I'm so grateful to even just wake up and go deal with it. And I'm having so much fun. Actually, finally, I'm doing everything exactly what my heart wants it to do. You know, so I'm super happy right now.
Wonderful. I'm so
Thank
glad
you.
to
Thank
hear
you.
that.
Thank you.
Um, and I know that we've talked a lot about your book, but aside from that, what has been one of the biggest wins that you've had recently?
Waking up every morning is a win for me.
Okay.
It's that simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Uh,
beautiful. It's always in the simple
um, I
things.
think maybe not a uh, maybe not a win, but the most exciting thing after having 2 children. You know, remember the day you gave birth, right?
Hmm.
I think when I saw my book everywhere online, I literally cried for 2 days. From like, oh, I cannot believe this just happened. You know, like it's like I think that was a champagne moment for me
Oh,
lately.
100%. You just
Yeah.
birthed the book into the world.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like I have another child.
yes, it's your
Yeah.
third baby. There you
So
go.
that I would say it's my latest win.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
wonderful. Well, we're coming up into the end, and I just want
Okay.
to thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Of
And for
course.
all of the people that have listened all the way to the end, we really appreciate you as well.
Thank you.
But where can everybody reach you? So, what's the best way to
My
contact?
Instagram account is pretty active. My handle is at Juliet Berlen, and my books are online on Barnes and Noble and Amazon and iBooks and Kindle. Um, my coaching um, my coaching landing page is lavida-coaching.com. They can see my curriculum. But if anyone wants to get in touch with me, they can just email me at coachjuliet@gmail.com. We will set up a Zoom complimentary consultation to see if we are fit for each other and if we can work together or not.
Beautiful. That's so
Thank
lovely.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you again for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Such a pleasure.
Yes. And just to kind of wrap things up, again, I really appreciate you for listening all the way to the end. And as always, I want to invite you to join our Wednesday night Women's Circle. We have Breathwork at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Wednesday. It's a beautiful group of women that come together that are leaders, again, business owners, entrepreneurs that just want a place to come and be in community and just de-stress, just let go and be
That's
able
amazing.
to
Yeah.
recharge really. And you can find that at breathewithrisk.com if you want to sign up. And it is donation based. So I do it as a love offering for this community, and I would love to see you there. So again, thank you for joining us, Juliet, and
You're welcome.
for everybody listening. We'll see you again next time. All right, bye for now.
Bye. Thank you for
Bye.
listening. Bye.
Mhm.